All right, everybody. So this will be a stream on my Dragon Tales DVD collection with Movie&GameLover98. He's going to show his Dragon Tales DVD collections as well. Wow, that was the quickest time you joined the stream. It only took 1:45.
I joined as soon as I saw it, Flick. I immediately entered that link as fast as I could. How's it going, man? Great?
Yeah. Now here's the moment you've all been waiting for. The 2020
Yep, finally.
Of the Dragon Tales DVD collection. I do not have all the releases, but I have only 10 of them.
You're only missing 7 of the remaining 17 releases, as I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Which I grabbed first, Adventures in Dragonland, released on the first day of August 2000.
Yeah. This was also 4 days after I was born.
And a while after John Robert was born as well. And I was just 2 years old when this DVD came out.
Yeah, it says from the creators of Sesame Street and Sony Pictures Family Entertainment. This features 5 adventures, obviously from Season 1, because Season 1 began from 1999 and wrapped up in April 2000.
Yeah. So, yep, the episodes are Kingdom Come, Baby Troubles, Bad Share Day. Those 3 are from the Let's All Share VHS, which I saw at my work, but unfortunately never got put out in the store.
And then, of course, Zach Takes a Dive, which is from the You Can Do It VHS, which is the only VHS from 2000 that I have.
Okay, yes. And the last one, The Forest of Darkness from Big Brave Adventures VHS, the very first
Believe
Dragon
it or
Tales
not,
VHS.
the front cover on this DVD is the exact same cover art used for the VHS of Big Brave Adventures.
Except they just retitled it Adventures in Dragonland. But the character poses are like this. And profile picture of Zach
has a
spine.
character profile picture of Zack and Wheezy. And it has the Sesame Workshop logo on the spine and the back and disc, even though it does not have the Sesame Workshop logo on the screen at all, because it is a 2000 release. And those releases from 2000 to 2001, the VHS releases of Dragon Tales from 2000 to early 2001,
yeah,
had the Children's Television Workshop logo, despite the Sesame Workshop logo appearing.
Yeah, it's kind of like how the Thomas DVD from 2007 Milkshake Muddle, it has the new Hit Entertainment logo on the packaging, but it has the old Hit Entertainment logo after all the end credits is over, which is odd if you ask me.
Yeah, and by the Children's Television Workshop logo I'm mentioning, it is the semicircle one that has the word Play It Smart.
Yep, because this was released in 2000 on DVD.
And the Play It Smart variant of the semicircle logo was first introduced in like 1998. The early version without Play It Smart was introduced in 1997, but the Play It Smart one was introduced in 1998.
Yes, and I know, yes, when I was a baby, like when I was born, yes, I mentioned it before. I remember after I was born, I broke my collarbone, which is painful.
And I remember I told you when I was born, I had like a lack of oxygen for like a minute.
Oh my god. Like even like a few minutes after you were born? Because I know I was born in the morning on June 13th, 1998. I was born after 9 o'clock in the morning.
I think I was born in the morning on July 28th, 2000 as well.
Okay, but it's probably after a little bit before the afternoon started. But yeah, there's Adventures in Dragonland. We're not going to explain each DVD opening and closing because that would take way too long because I know it took you a while to get started, but that's okay. I just want to blow through this.
Yeah, and like all Dragon Tales DVDs, this one has the PBS Kids ident where Dot the girl runs up to the screen, even though I have seen TV airings of Dragon Tales use the Dash version where Dash is thinking about something in addition to the Dot one, which is more common.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, there's Adventures in Dragonland released after a while after the Thomas release, Make Someone Happy released on VHS alone. Because it didn't get DVD until 2002, the Thomas release Make Someone Happy in March 2002, the same day as Best of James. But yeah, let's get to the next one. The only one from 2001, Let's Share, Let's Play. Released on the 14th of August, 2001. Which almost going to say this.
Oh, and as for the Adventures in Dragonland DVD, Ord says the website bumper the old way, and it has the Children's Television Workshop logo. There are other releases where Ord says it the old way, but has the Sesame Workshop logo on it.
Which you'll see in a sec. But this one, Let's Share, Let's Play, he says the website bumper the new way, despite this is from August 2001, because these are all season 1 episodes.
Oops, I accidentally grabbed the wrong DVD.
Oh my god. This is like in one of my streams. I actually grabbed one of the wrong GameCube games when I was trying to show it to Gum in one of my streams. It's okay. Luckily I put sorted mine in order of when they released.
Alright. Here we go.
Yes.
Here we go. I am getting the right one this time.
It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. I know it was an accident, Flicka, but I know you. It's okay. We all make mistakes. But think of that. Yes, I'll tell you.
Here is the right DVD.
Hey, this is Let's Share, Let's Play. They've got Petzl's Magic Pop-Up Book. The Fury's out on this one. Much Ado About Noddlings.
Dragon Trash.
Yes, 4 Little Pigs and of course Quibbling Siblings. Which yes, we know the quote. I don't know if I'll have time to do quotes because I just want to show off the collection.
You could just show off the collection because
yeah, let's just show off the collections. Just go fast because I know it took you a while to get started, which I understand that. I know, well, yeah.
Fine,
I know I got to do
another Max,
which will get reused on whatever I'm afraid, but it's gonna be much bigger.
And it's got. Oh, and as for the songs, Adventures in Dragonland has Hello, Clappin' Round and Round, whereas this one has Shake Your Dragon Tail, Bet You Can, and Wiggle.
Yeah, and this one released August 14th, 2001. That was 5 years before Sesame Street Season 37 came out on PBS Kids. But yes, this was after a little bit over Season 30 of Sesame Street, I think. Because Season 34...
This was when Season 32 of Sesame Street was the current season that aired.
Okay. And this one has the art style from the front cover from the Do the Right Thing VHS, but the only one they took from the...
And also, this would mark the very first release of Dragon Tales to have the Sesame Workshop logo at the end.
Yeah.
In addition to Ord saying the website bumper the new way, it also has the new funding from Season 2 with the Ready to Learn funding plug being used.
But did you know on this DVD they show this is the only DVD to show the Rice Krispies cereal bird's nest thing at the end?
Yeah, along with the Frosted Flakes school one. This one, they start using the Jungle advertisement, even though the Jungle advertisement wouldn't be used on VHS releases until 2002.
Yeah. There's Let's Share, Let's Play, which, yes, both our discs are the same, but I want to get that shiny one, but unfortunately I'm not going to be able to get my chance.
I don't have a shiny disc one either. Mine is a plain-looking disc as well.
But here's one we'll see that will have a shiny disc. This is my only one I have that has a shiny disc. Well, The Adventures in Dragonland, in this one.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this one we got to talk about.
With a bad episode with Cassie being a crybaby.
Yes, and Petzl being a stupid idiot in that episode. Sorry for saying that word. I do not care. Yes, Don't Give Up released the day after New Year's Day 2002, a.k.a. January 2nd, 2002.
What I think should have been a much better idea is if they put Ord's Unhappy Birthday in place of Bully for You.
Yes, and you know when I did a reaction to that scene in Bully for You in Jake Martin's birthday stream, Flick Love 2000, I got so angry saying Ketzel was being an idiot in that episode. I like the character Quetzal, but here he's being a stupid idiot and bully for you. He doesn't ever understand Cassie's feelings. But you know how we did a different version, but let Spike pick on Ord, and how Ord cries out, "You can't make fun of my size that way. I'm going home." Ah ha ha.
And then he makes fun of Zack and Wheezy because they have two heads.
But also, like, you know how, like, yes, I would get so angry, like, what, and it was like, Spike, you made Ord run away from school. Now he's gonna lose some time at school all because of you. And then you could see a scene of Ord crying. He ran all the way home crying, and his mom would call, "Ord, what are you doing home, son? Shouldn't you be at school?"
He's like, "I was, but Spike was making fun of my size."
Well, that wasn't a good thing to do, son. You should have just told me or your teacher, Quetzal. Really? Like, we could do that?
Yeah.
Because it way to stand up to a bully, or is to just tell me or a teacher who's...
And then Zack and Wheezy catch Ord being at home, and then they take him back to the school in the sky, and he lets Quetzal know how he felt.
Well, yeah. And of course, yes, I know I did the portion from after we also, after we did... Not if we do this again, but I know how when after Cassie cries out, "Spike took my basket of sugar plums," and Zack said he did. How about you... Who should be the Zack he did? And Cassie's, "I don't know what to do." How about you don't mind if we try it really quickly? Why can't I even find one sugar plum? Cassie, what's wrong?
Spike took my basket of sugar plums.
He did?
I don't know what to do.
Tell him to give it back.
I can't. He's too mean.
My dad says sometimes with a bully, you just have to stand up to them. Say, "I've had enough."
I can imagine if they made another episode called Bully from Mr. Conductor, where it's Michael Brandon as Mr. Conductor telling them to stand up to a bully this time.
Well, that would be... I don't know how Michael Brandon could.
Sometimes you have to stand up to a bully. Say that you've had enough.
Yep, and actually, here's the disc for Don't Give Up. Mine is shiny, but I know yours isn't, and mine has a pamphlet.
Mine isn't a shiny-looking disc art for some reason.
Oh, it is? Okay. It just doesn't have a pamphlet. Yeah. Don't Give Up
doesn't have a pamphlet either.
But Don't Give Up, I
would recommend it, but you should try. Even if you can't completely avoid Bully for You altogether, I understand that some people may like this episode, and that's fine. But for those that don't like it, try to avoid it.
Yeah, because if you have the VHS look on the bright side, you'll be screwed. You're in a complete...
Just like if you get the VHS of Let's Be Friends with the episode No Hitter, you'll be screwed with that one too.
Yeah, but yeah, that's Don't Give Up. Well, I grabbed Yes We Can already, released the day after April Fool's Day 2002, aka April 2nd, 2002. But this art style's for the VHS Let's Stick to It, which I'm not going to get. Fine with this DVD.
And, and also, this is a 2002 release that has Ord say the bumper the new way.
And, well, unlike Don't Give Up, where he says the website bumper the old way, but it has the season 1 funding.
This one has the season 2 funding, in addition to Ord saying the website bumper the new way.
Yeah, and the episodes are... we're actually the episodes on Don't Give Up. They are Think of Your Imagination Backwards to Forward, Sandcastle Hassle, Tales You Lose, and the
Bad Bully for You. The Dragon Trashed Bully for You.
And this one, it's Zack and the Beanstalk, blah, whole lot of maracas going on, up and away, not to be confused with the Thomas episode from season 15 of the CGI Miller era, the Joint Being Expressed, and of course, we've got the Great White Cloud Whale. And this one, now I know how Wheezy sings, oh, where has my big cloud whale gone?
That's a dog song!
Not anymore. Oh, where can he be?
All right. And also...
Oh, yeah. Here's Spine here, a picture of Cassie. Oh, yeah. Don't Give Up has Emmy.
Yeah.
And I swapped the case for this one. This was in a cheap eco box.
I can imagine if they made a season 1 DVD box set where the discs had different characters on them. Disc 1 would have Ord. Disc 2 would have Cassie. Disc 3 would have Zack and Wheezy. And Disc 4 would have Emmy and Max.
But all those ones, I really would have to skip some of those episodes. Even like on the last disc, yes, I would, if they made it, still skip Bully for You because it's a bad episode. But this one has some good episodes, but this one I just can't understand Zack and the Beanstalk wearing it. Because this one I just can't, it just thinks, I was scared, what if I lost both my parents, both my mom and dad are gone, and I just don't have any parents. But this one, luckily, yes, I still have my dad, so I don't know why I'm bragging about that. No need to talk about that. But yeah.
And also... There's another DVD release that is released on the same day of Dragon Tales, but with a blue cover instead of a green one.
Which I have right here. It's cool to be me. And this was the art style from the Worst Special VHS.
And as for Yes We Can, that one has Max and Ord on the disc. But
yeah, I already opened it up.
It's Emmy and Cassie.
Yes, this one was released the same day as the Dragon Tales Yes We Can DVD, not Bob the Builder Yes We Can, which I'm not going to show that. This one is the art style from the Worst Special 2002 VHS, except they have additional episodes. Are Not Safe for at Birth, The Grey Show in Dragonland, The Bled Tall Tale, Dragon Tales, and of course, we've got Staying Within the Lines. But look right here, Cassie's with the other kids in Dragons, and Eunice is right there, so I don't know why Sony was being stupid and didn't even put Cassie. Sony was being such a lazy, being so lazy.
Eunice the Unicorn is on the spine here. This is the only release to have a character that is not a main one to be on the spine.
Yeah. Yeah, another one we'll see later on is the We Can Work It Out DVD, which has Finn on the spine because he's a minor character. But yeah. And yeah, I don't know why these last three are placed
the only one with season 1 episodes to have a minor character on the back cover.
But the one with all season 2 episodes, We Can Work It Out, has Finn on the spine. Another minor character. But yeah, I don't know why these last three are... Why is Tall Tale placed last, but it's supposed to be third?
They got the order wrong on the back.
What on earth, Sony? Just like Hit Entertainment UK Complete Season of Thomas. Yeah, there's the pamphlet for yours. I don't have one for mine. I'm surprised I didn't know how you got that from Amazon.
Believe it or not, some Dragon Tales characters have appeared in a Sesame Street magazine.
They have?
Yes.
Like, which example? Like I know
Emmy and Max and Ord and Cassie. I'm not joking. The Dragon Tales characters have appeared in that Sesame Street magazine.
Like, is it from season 30 something of Sesame Street, or was it before season 30?
I believe it might have been a 1999 or 2000 magazine.
Okay, because this was after Dragon Tales first premiered. This was after it premiered. But yeah, here's Emmy and Cassie on here, which does make sense because they're, well,
Here is the last release to have episodes entirely from season 1.
Easy as one.
Only one from 2003 to have all season 1 episodes.
Is 1, 2, 3, which has this one, the first one, they go in chronological order. They are A Kite for Quetzal, Prepare According to Instructions, The Big Cake Mix-Up, True Blue Friend, and of course, we've got Light My Fire Breath.
Yeah.
And yes, I know the dramatic part when Wheezy freaks out at the beginning of Light My Fire Breath, when she literally... I think...
The fire breath's gone out! What if I never free fire again? Ever!
It's just... Oh no! You wouldn't! You didn't take a sip of that clump flower, did you?
That reminds me of another scene from the episode that comes before it. You didn't take the paint off the bottom shelf, did you? Because if you did, we'd be in big trouble. It's permanent and will never, ever come off.
Yes, this was released on...
January 28th of 2003. A week
right.
after Clifford the Big Red Dog, King Clifford, and Be My Big Red Valentine were released.
Yeah, this was before Clifford the Big Red Dog aired. This was less than a month before that, and less than a month before Thomas Percy's Chocolate Crunch got on VHS and DVD, and before Thomas's Friends All About God's first DVD release, and a while before Fred Rogers passed away. May he rest in peace.
And a while before Cliff of the Big Red Dog here. Its final episode.
Yeah, and also like when I do the Cassie one from Light My Fire House. Oh, Wheezy! Everyone knows you should stay away from one of those club flowers.
They make your fire breath go out.
Yeah. Here's the disc for Ease 1, 2, 3.
Question for. So MRKP 2003 asked a question, which is, what requests are you doing tomorrow? Well, maybe I could write down a list of classical music for the episodes.
Easy as 1, 2, 3. I might get this on VHS. I mean, at least it's got some episodes I can get over.
Now, what is really awkward about this DVD is that it has the season 1 website bumper where Ord says it the old way, but it has the newer funding from season 2.
Yes, where it goes. This program is funded in part by a regular grant, the U.S. Department of Education, through the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and
MRKP 2003. That is exactly what I said. I'm planning to work on both wikis. I might do the Toddler Toontown wiki first, and then go back to the Wonder Kids fanon.
Oh yeah, speaking of MRKP 2003, I finally subscribed to her.
Yeah.
And Easy's 1, 2, 3. They also made an error on the disc. It says 2002, but this is from early 2003. Kind of like, yes, they did it with the same thing with the Thomas's Friends Help Out DVD. They put 2002 on the back, even though it came out in February of 2003.
And a similar occurrence happened with Elmo's World, Head to Toe with Elmo, where it wasn't said, it didn't say the incorrect year on the back or the disc, but it actually said the incorrect date at the end of the DVD itself.
Oh my god, seriously. Even though I think it says something else. But yeah, Easy's 1, 2, 3, last one to feature all season 1 episodes in the first release of 2003. But yeah, these last first
DVD, which is also the first to use the Sony Pictures Television logo.
This is the one I have. This is the first one I'm going to show you. You're missing. Let's Start a Band. Yes, I know it's on eBay or Amazon. Let's Start a Band released April Fool's Day 2003, aka April 1st, 2003. And this was a year after Nina Elias Famberger passed away. May she rest in peace. I'm trying to remember which date of 2002 she passed away. Because you know how...
It was sometime in November.
Okay, it was... Because you know how, like, the Jim Varney person who voiced Slinky Dog in Toy Story 1 and 2, he passed away in February 2000, a couple months after Toy Story 2 came out? And like, you know how the same thing with the voice actor who voiced the villain Mr. Waternoose in Monsters, Inc., James Coburn, he also passed away in late 2002. May he also rest in peace.
And also, Sebastian Cabot, who was the narrator in The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, passed away in August of 1977, 5 months after The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh was released.
Yeah, and yes, this has my favorite song. There's no episodes. My favorite song on this is the Cassie song. Because I love how it's... Yes, I can sing you the Thomas version. I switched it up, but saying Thomas, so sweet. Thomas, so cute. Thomas. He's nice and blue. And when he says what is right, he'll always be helpful.
Yeah. I remember that.
Together. And you did the Edward version, I know. Well, we're not going to bother... I don't want to bother hearing it again.
All right.
Yeah, Let's Start a Band. Yes, I know. It was after Thomas Percy's Chocolate Crunch at VHS and DVD.
And it was 6 days before the 34th season of Sesame Street premiered.
Yeah, that was the first. I know that's the one where they show Hero Guy in season 34 of Sesame Street.
They actually showed Hero Guy from season 30. They actually showed Hero Guy that Baby Bear drew in the last episode of season 31, and then there were some segments of it that had occurred between season 32 and season 34.
Okay, because this was before season 34 came out of Sesame Street. And yeah, and also, they also have Ord Shuffle and Dance, which, Dance kind of reminds me of the Thomas song Night Train, which I know you have Thomas Spills and Chills, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a 2009 Lionsgate reprint.
Yeah, I know. You just wanted to have the release instead of just trying to have a. Because I know it doesn't matter which version you have because it's the same content. And
Yeah.
oh, okay.
But if you were to get the universal version of James Learns a Lesson, completely different content.
Well, it took away the character gallery and web fun. It has the Thompson's Anthem playing at the end of the release, kind of like that 2005 Extremely Rare Ink label of James Learns a Lesson from
And it
2005.
has a low-pitched hit entertainment logo at the beginning and end, which is not on the original release.
Yeah, I don't have that. I have the original 2005 DVD release of James Learns a Lesson.
And for some reason, they put Michael Brandon's version of the character gallery on the James Learns a Lesson DVD.
Because it's the one that was taken from Hooray for Thomas, but on that version, there's no balloons. But on the Hooray for Thomas version, there is balloons. Because I know you don't have Hooray for Thomas on DVD either. Or if you do, that's cool.
I have Hooray for Thomas on DVD. The packaging is the original Anchor Bay packaging, but it has a 2009 Lionsgate disc inside.
Oh, that sucks. I mean, you know what?
But it does play like the original 2005 DVD, so that's good.
Okay, I thought it was going to play the Lionsgate, and I would have been so pissed. Well, anyway, sorry. Sorry for saying that word, but that's okay. Let's Start a Band. I recommend this. The first few songs I can get used to listening to, but like when I get to the next few songs from like season 1, like for the Hello song or Bet You Can, I play Smash Bros. Melee or even Mario Kart music or Thomas.
I can imagine what it would be like if season 2 premiered in late 2000 instead of 2001.
But the reasons why they were just they didn't have enough money to make another season after season 1 concluded in spring of 2000. This was before summer of 2000 hit. But yeah, let's sort of, like I would say, give this release a try.
If there were like 30 episodes of season 2, we could have like the first 5 episodes used to cell animation, and then the rest of the season would have digital ink and paint.
But yeah, okay, yeah. And then We Can Work It Out released on July 29th. Yep, a day after your birthday, third birthday, and 10 days after Gum Robber's third birthday. And a few days before Jeremy Barton's birthday as well. And there's Finn!
7th birthday.
Cute little Finn. Hello, Finn. Oh, and yeah, and the front cover's like a dark blue, and featuring 5 adventures. My favorite. Woohoo, Cassie the Green-Eyed Dragon.
Yeah.
And of course, the others are So Long Solo, which I think is better than Quibbling Siblings. Breaking Up is Hard to Do, not to be confused with the song from the 80s. The Grudge Won't Budge, and of course, we've got Remember the Pillow Fort, which I know one of these...
Even though Let's Start a Band had the Sony Pictures Television logo at the end, this one would still have the Columbia TriStar Television logo at the end.
Yeah. This is another release I'm showing, because I know you don't have this either. Even though it's on eBay, because I'm trying to give the other release to Jake Martin. Yep, there's those 5 episodes. And yes, I know, I'm going to say this the correct way now. We have 2 episodes with 2 different main dragons crying, but one minor character is crying. Well, it happens both at the same time in this episode, but it just one of the main dragons cries in the separate episode. In this one, Cassie and Finn cry at separate times.
Whereas in Breaking Up It's Hard to Do, it's Ord that does it this time.
And also, like, when you did the dramatic Ord, it's ruined. This is the worst day. When you did the dramatic part, mind if I do it this time?
Yeah.
It says, it's ruined! This is the worst day of my life! Now I have nothing to show my mommy!
Oh, brother! Why don't you just make another what you call it? Yeah! Wheezy and I can't stand your bad tempers, Ord.
Wait, that's what Zach said after Wheezy says, why don't you just make another
No, but it would be cool if Zach had an added line after that.
Oh, just like if they put Zach and Wheezy in a liking to biking. But yeah, and also, like, I also can do this part from Remember the Pillow Fort when Max screams to Ord, purple's cool!
Red's better!
What are you yelling about?
Max and I are having a fight!
What about? Ord thinks that his red fort is better than my purple fort.
And then, of course, there's another scene where Cassie and Emmy are like, I'm not wrong!
Wait! Why are thing. Let's go back and play Hospital. And yes, the sister episodes for these would be Something's Missing, Hands Together, One Big Wish, which they should have put One Big Wish on this DVD we're going to see later. The Grudge Won't Budge, the sister episode is Putting the Fun in
We
Fun.
wouldn't get to until 2005.
Yeah, and this one, the sister episode is Finders Keepers. Not to be confused with the Family Guy episode, which I've never seen the Family Guy version of Finders Keepers. But yeah, this is the last DVD of Dragon Tales to feature no previews at the beginning. But the next one will...
And it's the second to last to have the Columbia TriStar Television logo at the end. There's one more after this that has it.
Yep.
And it is released in
very late 2003.
In the brink of 2004. That means near the end of 2003, getting into 2004.
This is We Can Solve It Together. The other We Can Do This released on the 2nd day of December 2003, a while before Christmas, and a week before Leapfrog releases hit VHS and DVD, the first two.
And of course, this one only has one episode with a minor character crying, and that is Mungus in Just Desserts.
Speaking of that, the episodes are The Shape of Things to Come, which I think I should have put that in my seventh spot of episodes with the baby dragons appearing. Like, if they rarely appear, I put them at the bottom of the list.
There was actually an Arthur episode with the same title name as the Dragon Tales one, Just Desserts.
Oh, wow. But it's different. But in this one, the other episodes are Puzzlewood, Very Berry, The Serpent's Trail, and of course, we've got Just Desserts. And sister episodes for these ones would be On Thin Ice, which is going to be 2 releases later. Puzzlewood, it would be Let's Dance. Very Berry is See Catches Up,
I noticed that the artwork, the cover art is very identical to that of Easy as 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and The Serpent's Trail, the sister episode is Head Over Heels, which is gonna be on another DVD we'll see later. And yes, You Hold Me Just Desserts, that's the last episode. Which is sister episode is Nuck Nuck Who's Where. But yeah, there's Cassie on the Spine, which is a different pose of her from the Yes We Can Dragon Tales release. And this is yellow, but this was the VHS, it was green, kind of like the VHS of Easy as 1, 2, 3.
Where it was green on the front, but it was purple on the Easy as 1, 2, 3 DVD.
Well, that'd be interesting. But of course, like, in this picture of M doing this is also shown in the thumbnail for the end credits for The Serpent's Trail, but all the others are probably different in the end credits. And this was, like I said, this was a week before the Leapfrog Letter Factory and Talking Words Factory released on both VHS and DVD at the same time. You know, I could have gotten all this for Christmas because these are December releases, and I don't like to get things when they come out before Christmas comes out.
And this was also like a little over 3 weeks and 3 days before they edited the episode 4048 of Sesame Street. They replaced something in it.
Yeah, We Can Solve It Together. And also, yes, these poses of the characters would also be on the back cover of the Amazing Pets 2009 DVD, which I know you don't have that either.
I don't. Not yet, at least.
I mean, you'll find them eventually, because I know both of us are adults. We can do it our own way. But yeah, We Can Solve It Together. Yes, I recommend this release. But I mean, if you can get over Mungus's crying in Just Desserts, I mean, I didn't really get scared of it, honestly. Kind of like I didn't get scared of Finn's crying at the end of Cassie the Green-Eyed Dragon. But yeah, We Can Solve It Together.
Which type of crying got you really scared? Like when you were watching episodes, especially some of them like from season 1, like No Hitter and Bully for You, respectively.
I think the Ord one scared me the most in No Hitter, because we're gonna get to that later. But yeah, there's We Can Solve It Together, all taken care of. I keep forgetting to show this.
Now here's a release that I also have.
Oh yeah, I forgot to show you the discs on other releases. Let me show you the disc quickly before we can work it out.
It is called Whenever I'm Afraid, released May 25th, 2004.
The same day, Blue's Clues Blue Talks released on VHS and DVD at the same time, and a week after Thomas Stevens vs. Diesels hit VHS and DVD. And this was a while before 51st Dates got VHS and DVD. Yeah, it's the same style as the VHS, but I don't know why one of these episodes was never put on the VHS. And you would know what this looks
Mine
like.
is a profile picture of Max, but it's much bigger, unlike the DVD of Let's Share, Let's Play, where it was smaller.
Yeah, and we're going to tell you that there's going to be some errors we need to talk about. First off, why are these episodes listed in the wrong order? What on earth, Sony? Why is it listed, I Believe in Me, Make No Mistake, Have No Fear, Cowboy Max, and Try It, You Like It, but Have No Fear goes first? Seriously? It literally goes, "Have no fear, I believe in me, Cowboy Max, try it, you like it," and then it's "Make no mistake." It's kind of like the VHS in a way, because, "Have no fear" still goes first, Cowboy Max is still second, and "Try it, you like it" is still on the VHS version, because "Make no mistake's not on the VHS. I don't know why they made that error. Just like how they put the picture of a Thomas episode that's not even on this release. But yeah, and these of casting order
Like
also.
in Percy Takes a Plunge, it showed a picture of Thomas from the season 9 episode, Thomas's Day Off, which is from the Michael Brandon Engine Roll Call era, but none of the episodes are from that era because it is actually a re-release of a 1990s Thomas VHS called Daisy.
Daisy and other Thomas stories, yeah. And also there's another error when the end credits play, when they show the thumbnail for Make No Mistake, they put an S at the end instead of...
And then there is a logo error as well. The Sony Pictures Television logo uses the Columbia TriStar Television logo's audio.
Just like, I might just tell you this. You know how you told me, yes, the VHS of Whenever I'm Afraid doesn't have that error, but the DVD, for some reason, it does?
Yeah.
You know, like this one, it's like, on the Thomas songs from the station release, on the VHS of Thomas' Star Celebration trailer, on the VHS it plays the Engine Roll Call theme, but on the DVD for some reason it plays the Classic Series theme in the Thomas' Star Celebration trailer.
Yeah, and also, there was another error that happened in an episode of Dora the Explorer. Even though I have not seen this episode, I've heard about it. I found out that the episodes Dora's World Adventure and Dora Saves the Mermaids had the 2005 Nick Jr. Productions Puddle logo used the 1999 Nick Jr. Productions Clay logo's music playing over it.
Oh my god. See, I don't have those DVDs anymore because I'm trying to ask my dad to take those to disc replay because I don't want Dora the Explorer, Max and Ruby in my possession.
I understand. I won't get those DVDs either because it's not a bad show. It's not good either.
These shows have opposites, because yes, these are the reasons why I don't like Little Einsteins. 2 reasons. First, the kids look at the viewer watching the show way too much, and they don't have parents. That's why I explained I don't like Max and Ruby anymore. They don't have their parents.
Well.
But yeah, Whenever I'm Afraid, yes, I said... And also, like, when I reviewed this DVD, I got so mad at the part in Cowboy Max. Why did Dr. Boo Boo Gone put a bandage on Max, but he's a kid from another land apart? What on earth, Sony? What if they just made it Max and Emmy go back home after what happened? Seriously, Sony?
If there was a sequel to this episode where one of the dragons falls off of it instead of Max...
Maybe, say, Zach or Cassie?
Maybe it could be Zach and Wheezy both being injured at the same time.
And who would shout out Boo Boo Lurk, Boo Boo Lurk the only time they would shout it in Season 2?
Both of them at the same time.
Boo Boo Alert! Boo Boo Alert! What happened, Zach and Wheezy?
We fell off! We have to go see Dr. Boo Boo Gone right now!
Oh, you do have to see him again, Zach. This is now the 3rd time you have to go to Dr. Boo Boo Gone's, or probably the 2nd or 3rd. Or maybe
I think this injury is pretty serious.
Because we do not have any spare bandages to do that. Yeah, not at all. I don't have any spare bandages to go get from my house.
Zach and Wheezy, I'm afraid I have bad news. The bandages are sold out.
Oh, man. But Whenever I'm Afraid, yes, I still recommend this. But if you can get over this part that can stop... I can't even not like in Cowboy Max. And also, yeah, before we get to the next one, this is the last release to incorporate the Columbia TriStar Home Entertainment logo in full screen.
Yeah. Full screen. Well, Believe in Yourself, the episodes are still in full screen, but the Columbia TriStar Home Entertainment logo is in widescreen.
And yeah, profile picture of Ord is like, this one is on Easiest 1, 2, 3, but they just made it bigger, but they're just going to recycle it for some reason on Singing Dance in Dragonland.
And this is the only other release to be from 2004.
There's only 2 of them, because I don't know why they could release some other ones in 2004, because maybe they could just release ones with the exercise.
And this would possibly be the last release to contain all Season 2 episodes.
Yes, this is the one. I would say 2. The previous release, I should say 2. contains 4.5 episodes from season 2 because the Cowboy Max episode was pushed to season 3 when it aired in TV, but it was on DVD before it aired on television. But this one, and the other two from 2003 contain all season 2 episodes. Yeah, they contain Lucky Stone, Head Over Heels, The Balancing Act, Just for Laughs, one of my
At least they're in the correct order this time.
But on the VHS, we only get these 3. But these 2 bonus episodes will play in between them because I don't know why.
At least the logo error is fixed on this one, where the Sony Pictures Television logo uses the correct music like it's supposed to use.
Yeah, and these are the same poses of Cassie and Ord from the back of Whenever I'm Afraid. And also forgot to mention on these poses of Emmy and Max on Whenever I'm Afraid, we get separated on the Experience New Things 2006 DVD, but they just separate them like this.
Art.
Oh, yeah.
And beginning with this one, the funding would cut directly to the PBS Kids ident without a black screen coming before it.
Yeah, so I'm going to take a breath there. Let me take another breath. And he has 2 episodes with Ord crying, The Lucky Stone, and Balancing Act.
Well, the Balancing Act, he worries with tears in his eyes.
So guess 1.5, I guess? So 1.5 episodes because he just worries with tears in The Balancing Act?
But in Lucky Stone, he actually cries. It's not a big one, unlike the Dragon Trash Big Funky Cloud, which I'm glad they never released that on DVD.
Yeah. And some of these have their sister episodes from previous releases. Lucky Stone, the sister episode is the Me First Wizard, which is going to be on the next release. Head Over Heels.
But before that one comes the bad season 1 episode.
Hang on.
We will get into that one quickly.
Yeah, and in Head Over Heels.
Once we get into that one, I have a similar story to tell about this.
Yeah, but yeah, On Thin Ice these ones have like previous episodes, sister episodes that were on previous ones. Head Over Heels and On Thin Ice have sister episodes that were on the release 2 releases before this. And these 2 will have sister episodes that will be on the next release, like you said. But the Balancing Act, it make no mistake, is the sister episode 2. But yeah, well, I should the disc already. But oh boy, now here's what you're talking about: playing fair makes playing fun.
Now, and also a story to talk about when we get into the first episode. This happened on Valentine's Day.
You really? Like, this was not your thing to do on Valentine's Day?
Well, it involved one of the clients with one of the people in the disabilities program that I worked at.
Oh, you work for a disability program thing.
Yeah, that reminds me, about for no hitter. Basically, Emmy is hit by Max, and then Max kicks Ord's tail. That is a very similar experience to just what recently happened on Valentine's Day. I was handing out Valentine's Day cards to everyone. One of the clients threw a tantrum because she thought she didn't get a Valentine's Day card, when in fact I did.
Oh my God! I'm sorry you had that incident.
And then, to make matters worse, right after lunch, another client, he was hitting some staff. He was swearing up a storm.
He kept swearing so heavily.
Yes, and he actually hit some staff members.
Oh my freaking God! Sorry. By the way, yes, there are the episodes. The bad one, no hitter, which I know I would never watch again because I'm not getting the VHS of Lucky Friends.
That no hitter episode reminded me of that recent incident that just happened.
Oh my God! See, like when I never did the same thing that Max did in this episode. I just punched someone in the arm, and I kicked one of their legs later, and I got so angry. I never did any of that stupid stuff in elementary school as a child.
I didn't do any of that stuff in the day program either, but basically one client was throwing a tantrum because she didn't get a Valentine's Day card, and then another one, he was swearing up a storm and hitting staff members.
Oh my God. I hope he got fired for doing that.
Well, he didn't necessarily get fired, but his mom was called.
They just called his mom, okay. I mean, but yeah, I never experienced anything like that.
At least he didn't hit me, because if that actually happened, That would not be good.
But yeah, like I said, No Hitters was previously on Let's Be Friends VHS, which I'm avoiding that VHS because I don't.
Yeah, because if you got the Let's Be Friends VHS and that episode came on, you're basically not able to escape it.
Unless, like, Gunn told me this in Jake Martin's birthday stream, just mute the audio and just keep an eye on the screen, but you make sure the tape works. Just keep it muted until it's over. Just like, well, I guess I could try. I mean, even though I don't want to have too many VHS tapes. But yeah, let's talk about the other episodes, which are good. The Me First Wizard, Give Zach a Hand, Teasing Is Not Pleasing, and of course, we've got the Play It and Say It episode.
Yeah.
Which I could have made the dialogue better and Give Zach a Hand. Like, why didn't Max say this after he asked, who's Spike? You remember Spike, right? Oh, yeah. I think he was kind of rude when he first came. Yeah. Didn't you remember that time, Cassie, when he bullied you and you didn't know how to stand up to him? Emmy, why do you remind me of that time? Don't remind me of that time again, please. Oh, I'm sorry, Cassie. I didn't mean to. Sorry. It's okay, Emmy. Just don't think of it again, okay? And then they see what's wrong with Zach and Wheezy.
Yeah, and for some reason, even though this VHS was released in 2005 and has one episode with Enrique on it, it incorrectly shows the season 2 funding with the Ready to Learn funding plug without the No Child Left Behind grant being used.
Yeah, but also, like, you know how it's funny how Teasing Is Not Pleasing? What if they also made this better? Like, you know, when Emmy There's another episode I'm going to tell you why. Another thing that not perfect 10 out of 10 because Ketzel was not being sacrificed. He didn't understand Emmy's feelings. This is another one where he's being not so kind and polite. Even though I like the character Ketzel, he could have just give Mookie and Buster a warning. You too. I would like to have.
And you know how I would rate the episode No Hitter? A 1 out of 10.
Not a 0 out of 10, but
1 out of 10 because at least Max got punished.
Well, in this one, Teasing Is Not Pleasing. What if Ketzel just said, Mookie and Buster, I would like to have a word with you two. It is not nice to call Emmy names. Just like when I told Max when we played Dragon Ball, it is not nice to hit anyone. And if you tease Emmy and call her names ever again, we're going to have to cancel this basketball game. Do you two understand? And then they would laugh and say, ha ha, whatever, Ketzel. And then he would say to them, well, you guys watch your whatever attitude.
Yeah, he's like, and you're also going to have to watch with that whatever attitude of yours. This has got to stop. One more whatever attitude, the game will immediately be canceled. No exceptions.
But if the game is canceled, then we won't be able to play. And then we won't be able to win a special prize and do a special food thing at my house afterwards.
I'm sorry, Org, but it is what it is, and we just have to accept it.
I mean, you've watched Teasing Is Not Pleasing before, right?
Once. When I first watched it on my birthday. And I actually watched No Hitter all the way through. I didn't even complain about it, but I have to agree with you that it is a bad episode.
How's it bad? I mean, why do you think it's... Wait, you're saying Teasing Is Not Pleasing?
I said No Hitter. No Hitter.
Oh, sorry. I got the two mixed up. At least Teasing Is Not Pleasing is way better than No Hitter, and Give Zach a Hand is way better than Bully for You. But they could have just replaced it with One Big Wish. You know, Max tries his hardest to play with the ball, but then he just can't get well at the game.
Yeah, and now we get into the other 2005 release, which unfortunately does not have the funding or PBS Kids item at all.
Yeah. There's Sing and Dance in Dragonland, released August 2nd, 2005.
Which was also the day after Jeremy Barton's 9th birthday.
And the same day as this movie from this other Sony movie, Guess Who, released on DVD and VHS. Which that's also going to be another one added for when we show the Columbia TriStar DVD collection.
Entertainment also released the Wubby of Dr. Seuss, The Cat, The Gink, and Other Furry Friends on the same day, and JG the Jet Plane, School is Cool, and Imagination Station.
the JJ the Jet Plane School is Cool DVD, not to be confused with the VHS of Dragon Tales School is Cool. And also, yes, interactive musical fun for children. And it says
yes, Enrique is also on the front cover for this.
And this says includes 20 songs to follow along, written in big, bold lettering.
I think there might be some season 3 songs on here.
Yes, they have Come On and Blow. And, well, I'll just say them in order. The songs that play on the release. Oh, yeah, The Spine has Ord. It's the same one from Believe in Yourself. I don't know why. Couldn't they just put, like, another Zack and Wheezy pose? Because, you know, like, they're...
Maybe they could recycle the Zack and Wheezy profile picture from the Adventures in Dragonland DVD in place of it.
Yeah. And also, like, yes, the songs on here are When You Make a New Friend, the Hello song, Hola, Bet You Can, Pretend, Come On and Blow, Touch, Wiggle, Dragon Stomp, and The World Goes Round and Round, Zoo, and my least favorite Flip-Flop song, Ew, I hate Flop. What on earth? Oh, well, even though it's DVD, I can skip it. I watched it a few times, I just couldn't stand. I just now skip it for some reason. Because, anyway, Stretch, Shake Your Dragon Tail, Speak Up, Hum, Clap, Zack and Wheezy's Silly Song, of course, Making It Fun, not to be confused with the Season 3 episode of the same name. Yeah, still, there's Making It Fun, Zack and Wheezy, which is a Season 3 song. Even though I could have just put in Season 2, but I guess they put the Cassie one for Season 2, along with the Ord Shuffle. And Speak Up is also a Season 3 song. What else is Season 3? I don't know, what
is a Season 3 song.
Isn't Flip Flop a Season 2 song, despite it has Season 2 animation? But
I think Flip Flop might be a Season 3 song.
Are you sure? Because it has this animation stuff from Season 2. But the other ones you get are Hola When You Make a New Friend and Come On and Blow are also Season 3.
I thought Flip Flop would be a Season 3 song because there is a Season 3 episode called Flip Flop.
But I think they might have just put it in Season 2. I don't know. I'll have to look at the episodes on Wikipedia to see where they put this, my least favorite Flip Flop song, not because the Season 3 episode. And yeah, I don't have a panel on that. I
feel like this was a good release, but I wish they could have added a little bit more to it, like maybe 2 bonus episodes, including Zach's song, and 1 episode never before on DVD, a smashing success.
Yes, can I tell you, I was not scared of Cassie's crying in a smashing success either, even though I hated her crying in Bully for You. I don't think her crying was that bad in a smashing success, even though you call it a dragon trash.
It's a light dragon trash.
Yes, you call it a light dragon trash because Wheezy accuses Zach for something that Emmy did, and that just makes it worse. Even though we could have just done a better version where, or I don't know, make Cassie accuse Ord first? Or no, actually do it to Zack and Wheezy first.
Yeah. Maybe
oh yeah, here's the disc for Singing Dancing Dragonland. It has Max and Emmy's poses from the Playing Fair Explain Fun DVD on the back cover, and it was on the Let's Show Let's Play DVD disc. And they put Ord Season 2 promo on the disc as well. Even though they could have put Zack and Wheezy. And this pose of Ord was also on the We Can Work It Out DVD as well. Because they just flipped it the other way. But the pose of Zack and Wheezy we'll see another release later. But yeah, Singing Dancing Dragonland, another one I have to play with Thomas music, or maybe just Smash Brothers. If I get this on VHS, I have to play it with video game music. But for this DVD, I can play with Thomas music.
Jeremy Barton says Flip Flop is a Season 3 song.
Okay, despite it's got only Max, Emmy, and Zack and Wheezy on it, the sing-along version of Flip Flop, not the episode?
Yes.
Okay, so I think, okay. But there's a cool CD of Dragon Tales I want to get, because this is also Dragon Tales related Flicka. There's a CD I saw on eBay I want to get.
It's called Dragon Tunes?
No, it's called something else, some song of friendship. I might have to send, I don't know if I can send you the link, but if you look on eBay.
What year the CD was released?
I'm not sure. I'll have to buy it off eBay just to be sure. But yeah, that's Singing Dancing Dragonland taken care of.
Now we get into the first 2006 release, and the only one to have all Season 3 episodes with Enrique. Hence the name, Say Hola to Enrique.
Released on the 28th of January, 2006.
24th of January, 2006.
Okay. Oh, excuse me. January 24th. I was a far way ahead. My sincere apologies. Please forgive my sins against humanity.
I forgive that.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks before Thomas Track Stars and Thomas and the Really Brave.
And it was also 1 week before. It was also 1 week before Elmo's World Reach for the Sky was released on VHS and DVD.
But this is the first Dragon Tales DVD to be released to be DVD only, because they never did VHSs anymore after the Sing and Dance in Dragonland release.
But if they actually made a VHS version of it, what episodes would you pick?
They would replace one of these episodes with the big race if they just... Well, anyway, here's the thing. Making a new friend feel welcome includes both English and Spanish. And yes, I think you said in one of the streams, you think it's funny that... Don't you think it's cool that dragons are amazed with their mouths open, that they're excited to see a new kid? Or if you think they're just making funny faces, honestly.
It might be a mixture of both.
But anyways, yeah, here's Enrique on the portrait, which is like, he's taken from the front of Playing Fair Makes Playing Fun, but they just squished it to make him fit in the portrait. And yeah, the episodes are To Fly with a New Friend Part 1 and Part 2, Feliz Cumpleaños Enrique, Super Snow Day, and of course, we've got All Together now.
I think making DVDs like this, the people that make those DVDs, it takes process. I think the artwork might have been completed around 2005 before it was released in 2006.
Just like, yes, they were producing Thomas Track Stars in late 2005 on VHS and DVD, but they didn't release it until the start of 2006, which I don't know why they released Thomas and Billy Rev Engines on VHS and DVD before Track Stars, even though it says Track Stars was being produced in 2005. The reason why I put Track Stars first before Really Brave Engines is because they have a Wiggles, Here Comes the Big Red Car VHS and DVD trailer at the end of the Thomas Track Stars DVD, not the VHS. The VHS of Thomas Track Stars has no previews at the end, and there's no previews at the beginning either. Unlike on the DVD, yes. But yeah. And also, the songs, I think Ola will play after, but in between To Fly with a New Friend Part 1 and Part 2, and I think When You Make a New Friend will play after Super Snow Day.
Either that or Feliz Cumpleaños Enrique. We'll have to...
I can't make a rip of this on my channel because I don't want to get a copyright claim. But yeah, here's the disc. I don't have a pamphlet for this one either, which sucks, which I might get a copy which has a pamphlet, but I will, and then when we show another edition, the Columbia TriStar one, I will have a pamphlet.
And this would also be the first release where Wheezy would say the website bumper in place of Ord.
But I think but the last one we'll show, unfortunately, it goes back to having Ord saying the funding the season 2 way. Yeah. Say hola to Enrique. I say I know you can find this release.
This next release from 2006 is the only 2006 release that I have.
There's Let's Be Brave, released on May 23rd, 2006.
Yep, that's the one.
Released on the same day that Cheaper by the Dozen 2 released on DVD.
The very last Dragon Tales DVD that I have.
Yeah, the last two I'll have to show you, because I know you don't have them yet, even though they're on eBay and Amazon. But I got most of my Dragon Tales DVDs off of eBay. Well, yeah, because I like eBay over Amazon. And this one says help your children
overcome their fears. From Sesame Workshop and Sony Pictures Television. What is very interesting about this VHS release, look at the profile picture of Ord. It is completely different, unlike Sing and Dance in Dragonland, Believe in Yourself, and Easiest 1, 2, 3.
But this one, they took from the squished up version of they took it from the artwork of the Easiest 1, 2, 3 DVD disc, but just flipped it the other way.
Yeah, and also...
These episodes are also in the chronological broadcast order.
Calling Dr. Zack and The Big Sleepover, both of which are recycled from the 2000 VHS of Big Brave Adventures. And then Stormy Weather, which is recycled from the 2002 VHS of There's Nothing to Fear. The only season 1 episode that has never been released before is Sounds Like Trouble. And what I find very strange about this release, Cassie barely has any dialogue, but when she does, she only has one line, which is, "Watch out, Ord," but Cassie accidentally uses Max's voice in that scene.
You know, kind of like how Cassie only has one set of dialogue in this episode of Season 1 of Dragon Tales, doesn't it kind of remind you of the Thomas episode from Season 9, Toby Feels Left Out, where Percy only has one set of words when he asks, "What's a museum?"
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of reminds me of like when Cassie only has one line. It's like when Percy barely spoke in some of these episodes of Thomas, because, some people don't really like Percy from Thomas and Friends. I like Percy.
Gordon barely spoke in the episode Snow from Season 5.
Just till the very end when he says, "Hey, look out, there's snow about." That's the only line.
I found out that Gordon does appear in James in Trouble with Trees, but he doesn't speak.
Yes, kind of like I thought I made this. Well, but yeah, Musical Scales is the only season 3 episode because there's no season 2 episodes on.
But I can imagine if they actually made a deleted scene right after Henry says, "Rubbish, we're all the part of the line," then Gordon could say,
Yeah, James, stop being so boastful about everything.
And this Gordon would not say stop being a show off. But yeah, and of course on this DVD, I think these have the songs "Hum" and "Speak Up." "Speak Up" plays after.
comes after calling Dr. Zach, and
Okay.
"Speak Up" comes after "Sounds Like Trouble."
And of course, this has the season 3 funding, despite there's 4 episodes of season 1 and only one season 3 episode, kind of like playing Fairmax playing fun in a way. And this one, they also go in chronological order, just like Easy's 1, 2, 3. Look at this. Calling Dr. Zach is first, these ones, this order. It goes in the chronological order, just like he's Easy's 1, 2, 3.
But, you know what would be cool? I can imagine if they put the episode Or Sees Delight on this one. That way we could have all episodes from season 1 return.
Well, if they did that, but yeah. And also, there's the disc, which doesn't have kids and the dragon frog on the disc.
Mine also has the pamphlet, just like yours.
Yep, because I got this brand new off of eBay, but I know you probably got yours off of eBay or Amazon.
My grandmother gave this to me as a birthday present back in 2021, back in July.
Yeah, because speaking of that, for your birthday stream this year, you can do a birthday stream for your birthday on Friday, July 28th, which is a while away. So that way, I checked when's my pay week to my turn to do streams. So you can do your birthday stream on July 28th.
All right, now
we're set. Wait, let's be brave. I recommend this.
The second to last Dragon Tales DVD release.
Released on
August. To use the 2004 to 2006 style cover art.
Yeah, Experience New Things released August 22nd, 2006. Released in between after On Site with Thomas got to be on DVD for the first time, but it was never on VHS because Thomas on VHS was dead.
It was also 15 days after season 37 of Sesame Street premiered.
Well, actually, it was 8 days because season 37 premiered on August.
Yeah. It was 8 days after season 37 of Sesame Street premiered.
This one, it was also a week before Thomas's Halloween Adventures released on DVD, because that and On Site with Thomas were the first ones to be DVD only, because after that, Thomas on VHS just dead.
Also, the first DVD release of Thomas Percy and the Dragon.
Oh, well, that's just the DVD release because it got onto DVD, Thomas Percy and the Dragon. But yeah, new things can be fun. And Zach and Wheezy, what they're floating on, it's like their poses is still from Sing and Dance in Dragonland. But look at this. There's Max splashing Cassie and Emmy splashing Ord. It could be something from like the episode Something's Missing, which we'll see in a second. And yeah, Spines, profile picture of Ord, and Sony Pictures television logo print twice. And yep, here's the back cover with the episodes to Fly with Dragons, which is, of course, the very first episode of Dragon Tales premiered back on the 6th of September, 1999.
And then, of course, there is Moving On, Something's Missing.
Moving On, Something's Missing. Room for Change, and of course we've got Hello Miss Tips, which I gotta tell you, we know the pilot episodes. I'm not gonna explain them again, which I know. I'll just say them from my favorites. Thomas Gets Tricked is the very first episode of Thomas and Friends, aka Thomas and Gordon in the UK, and for the first, the Blue's Clues episode, it's Snack Time. iCarly, iPilot,
and then for Sesame Street, you said it was Gordon introduces Sally to Sesame Street.
Yes. And Moving On, which reminds me, I cried so hard when it reminded me of Steve Goes to College when I cried in that episode, but this one I did not cry when I saw Sophie left. Unlike in the Blue's Clues one, I did, because I didn't want Steve to leave.
Well, if they made a season 3 of Blues Room, we could have Steve come back to the show.
But unfortunately, that never happened because of the actor himself, Steve Burns, said he was too busy.
Yeah.
Which
apparently,
is better
there were some death rumors about Steve Burns.
But he's not dead. He's still alive to this day. But yeah, Something's Missing, which I definitely think is better than My Emmy or Bust. Because at least Emmy reminded herself to tell Max he can still go to Dragonland while she goes to her sleepaway camp for 1 week.
It's like, if you told her that in Something's Missing, why didn't you tell him that in My Emmy or Bust?
Oh my god, Sony. But yes, room for change. I'm going to have to tell you, yes, I think I'm going to put that in my third place spot as my favorite ones with the baby dragons appearing, because at least those ones, Kiki and Finn, start to immediately appear after a while, after a few minutes when they're at Dragonland, Max and Emmy. And also, like, when I got so pumped up when Finn said some words, when he said, babies! And then Cassie said, that's right, Finn! And she pats him on the head like that. And then another line of when Finn says, I'll help! Because of Ellen Kennedy doing those words for him. Like I said, I like the lady Ellen Kennedy. She's a nice lady. I don't think she's bad in real life. She's really kind.
I would say Baby Troubles, I like that one much better than Finn's Blankie.
Yeah, don't ever watch Finn's Blankie. But like, Gum Robber said he got through season 1 of Dragon Tales on YouTube already, and for some reason he did watch Bully for You, which I don't know why he did. I don't know if he did or not, because if he did, I would have to seriously tell him, why did you do that? But yeah.
Because I remember you told me, why do you seriously have a Super Y DVD? And I was like, because I'm a PBS fan, and it's your choice not to get them.
Okay, but yeah, and the last episode, Hello, Miss Tips, which does remind me of Thomas Magic Railroad, which I also have right here. I'm keeping this DVD of Magic Railroad because of the cool shiny disc.
Wait, I can imagine, what if they actually made Dragon Tales DVDs from 2007 and 2008 as well?
I think, like, say, put ones with exercising and sports.
Yeah, and this would have a mix of episodes from all 3 seasons. This would have
just
2
like this
season 1 episodes, 1 season, and then, of course, maybe 3 season 1 episodes, a season 2 episode, and a season 3 one.
But yes, and of course, Hello, Miss Tips, which I told you about. Yes, I already said it. It reminds me of Thomas Magic Railroad. Like, in this episode, Miss Tips is substituting for Quetzal. Kind of like how, yes, in Thomas and the Magic Railroad, Mr. Conductor has to take over for Sir Topham Hatt because he's on a holiday, or why do they say holiday? We say vacation. And of like, yes, I told you like how there's this funny part in Elf. Which is your favorite funny part from Elf, despite like when Buddy tells his worker in the mailroom go with the flow, despite he jumps on the tree and falls down? What's your other favorite funny quote from Elf?
The scene where he gulps down soda, makes a very loud burping noise.
Yeah, and then when Buddy says, "Did you hear that?" He says, "You are so weird." Which I know you don't have Elf on VHS nor DVD. Well, I don't know if you have Elf on VHS or DVD. If you don't, that's fine. I can show you it later. Maybe. By the way, yeah. And also, there's the disc for Experience New Things, which is different from Jake Martin's copy. This is or promos from the Singing Dancing Dragonland DVD disc, but it was also mirrored on the We Can Work It Out DVD, and this Zack and Wheezy pose was the same way as on We Can Work It Out, but they just made it a little bit smaller. And Max and Emmy are separated from the artwork from Whenever I'm Afraid and Cassie.
And this is the original 2006 disc. There's also a 2009 disc that just has Emmy and Cassie, I believe.
Yeah, it's a zoomed-in image, just like how they zoomed in Max.
They also made zoomed-in images of the Believe in Yourself release as well in 2009.
Wait, they seriously did? Because I saw a famous artwork of Believe in Yourself, but it has Emmy in her yellow shirt and blue pants from Head Over Heels. But yeah.
Yeah, and I know that they actually made a 2009 re-release of Easiest 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I don't have those because I like the original versions better. But yeah, there's Experience New Things, the second to last one I'm going to show this time, and then the final one, and then we get to be done.
Now, the grand finale
of Our Amazing Pets, released on St. Patrick's Day 2009, aka March 17th, 2009, 2 weeks before the Thomas individual release of Thomas Season 12, High Speed Adventures release, and a month after Railway Friends hit DVD. And yeah, there's no quote saying what's cool about this release. I don't know why Sony didn't do that. And also, like, oh, well, actually, we know what the releases are. At least this one, I'll tell you what's interesting about this release. On this release, like, after all the... I'll also tell you this. Well, first I gotta show you it. And there's no quote saying what's cool about this release. I was saying pets can be fun to take care of, they could have just put.
Yeah, this is also the only Dragon Tales release to have the Sony Wonder logo on the back as well.
Wait, it does?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
It does, on the left.
on the this portion or like the back cover of the DVD?
The back cover on the bottom left.
Okay. Because this was released in 2009 at the third month of 2009. But yeah, and there's the quote they say from the show instead of just saying something else. But yeah, and there's the poses of the kids and the dragons from the deleted one from The Shape of Things to Come, which was on the front cover of We Can Solve It Together, but they just made it a little bit larger. I think they zoomed it out just a tiny bit. Because like it would have been better if they could see Max and Emmy's shoes, but if they made this image a lot, if they shrunk him a bit, but they didn't. But yeah, the episodes are Wheezy's Hairball, Frog Prince, which is also on There's Nothing to Fear 2002 VHS. And then we got Bye Bye Baby Birdie, The Sad Goodbye Little Caterpoozle, and then Green Thumbs. Which, why on earth is Green Thumbs on this DVD? What on earth, Sony? Why couldn't you just put the Dragon Tales episode Sticky Situation?
I also found out that the back cover of this uses recycled image from the front of We Can Solve It Together.
I just said that, yeah. It's from the front. They just took it from the front cover and put it on the back of here.
This contains 3 season 1 episodes and 2 season 2 episodes. No season 3 episodes, although there is a season 3 song after.
I know what it is. I watched this DVD, Flicka. It's Come On and Blow.
Come On and Blow.
Yes. And also like when before the credits, actually no, yeah, they show the credits for all 5 episodes, but for some reason they put the end credits for the sing-along song Come On and Blow for some reason, even though sing-along songs don't usually do that.
It's kind of interesting. What is also weird is that it does not have the Dragon Tales theme at the beginning.
Yes, this and Let's Start a Band are the only ones to not have the theme song, but that's a musical special. Let's Start a Band.
And also, as for Goodbye Little Caterpoozle, this would be the very first episode in airing order, I believe, where Cassie cries.
Yes, but it would be Ord's.
And you know what that Dragon Tales episode, Goodbye Little Caterpoozle, reminds me of? Kind of reminds me of the Arthur episode, So Long Spanky, where DW's pet bird is dead.
Oh my god, I feel so sorry for DW. If I had that DVD or VHS, depending on what format it's on.
I have that DVD. Arthur's Pet Follies.
Arthur's Pet Follies on VHS and DVD, or just DVD?
Both.
Okay. And then Green Thumbs, I don't know why that's on DVD. They could have just replaced it with Sticky Situation, or maybe, I don't know, what's another episode that has to do with pets? I don't know, maybe, I don't really know, to be honest.
In My Way or Snow Way, they go to find a snow dog named Nippy. That could work.
Yeah, they could put My Way or Snow Way, or Season 2's Dragon Tales Sticky Situation. And yet also in this one, it goes back to having Ort saying the website bumper the Season 2 way, but it still has the regular No Child Left Behind grant for some reason. Isn't that bizarre if you ask me? Just like how in Playing Fair Makes Playing Fun, it has the Season 2 website bumper, but for some reason it has one Season 3 episode on that release.
Yeah. It's also kind of like the DVD of DVDs 1, 2, 3, where it has Ort saying the bumper the old way from Season 1, but it has the Season 2 funding plug.
Yeah, and also like this one, despite it takes you to the menu, this is ever since We Can Work It Out, it takes you to the menu before it lets you play all 5 episodes. Despite it, there's an option to play all episodes in the menu. You just have to select, you have to be on the option play all episodes when it takes you to the menu. Because, well, if you just want to watch all these separately, I guess you just be my guest. Just make sure. But I should have done that just to avoid Goodbye Little Caterpoozle and Green Thumbs, because Green Thumbs makes no sense to be on this release, and Goodbye Little Caterpoozle is way too sad.
And as for the Arthur episode, So Long Spanky, that is a Season 1 episode of Arthur.
Yeah, but yes, I know the funny quote from Wheezy's Hairball when they exclaim, when Cassie asks ketchup on peanut butter. Because ketchup on peanut butter?
Gross!
Yum! But yeah, here's the disc.
I would never put ketchup on my peanut butter.
You know me, when I was a kid, Flicka, I put jelly on when I had a piece of cheese on a hamburger bun. I put jelly I was pretending to do like the thing from SpongeBob when he put jelly on his Krabby Patty. I mean, if you've seen the SpongeBob episode Jellyfish Hunter, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And yes, sister episodes on these would be Quibbling Siblings, Wheezy's Last Laugh, I Believe in Me, which was just on one of the other releases, and To Kingdom Come, and yes, they could have just swapped this, put Sticky Situation on here, but the sister episode Green Thumb was not on DVD. Or if they just put My Way or Snow Way, where they try to find Nippy, say sister episode Petzl's Magic Pop-Up Book.
Yeah, and if they actually made a best of Dragons box set, kind of like the Thomas ones, where like best of Ord, best of Cassie,
or best of Max and put best of Max and Emmy, kind of like if they'd made a fan made best of Donald and Douglas of Thomas.
Yeah, they didn't
Or
make
best
best
of
of Edward or best of Henry either.
Yeah, I know that sucks, but yeah, there's Our Amazing Pets, the very last Dragon Tales release of 2000 to ever release in the United States ever, because Sony. Which isn't no, that's sad.
About a year and about 6 months before Dragon Tales was finally taken off of the air.
Yeah, well, in the last day of August 2010, it's when they finally said Dragon Tales would be leaving PBS Kids forever. Which is sad. You know what? I should have just stuck with Dragon Tales back when I was going into 5th grade and 6th grade, and even maybe into a little bit of 7th grade. Honestly, if there were still program breaks of it, even though Dragon Tales would air sometimes on the weekends on PBS Kids, sometimes, right? Back in the day.
I think it's just mostly weekdays.
Oh, okay, because then I didn't have a cable way to record these episodes so I can watch them whenever I like. But now that I have these DVDs, it doesn't matter now because I'm a grown-up.
And I remember I recorded Arthur episodes back in 2009, shortly before Dragon Tales was taken off of the air a year later.
Yeah, but at least Thomas and some other shows were staying on PBS Kids, like Tom.
And at least Clifford the Big Red Dog was still having reruns.
Yes, along with Thomas and Bob the Builder and Arthur.
And they were still making new Sesame Street episodes as well still.
Yes. At least Sesame Street Thomas and Bob the Builder and other ones. Even like Between the Lines was taken off PBS Kids at the beginning of 2011, just a while after Dragon Tales was done.
And also, they have recently taken off the classic Clifford the Big Red Dog off of the air.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Doesn't that suck? But yeah. Also, yes, I was telling you about that CD I found on eBay. I'm gonna probably get it when I get paid next week. I want to add it to my cool collection of Dragon Tales stuff, or just. And also, I'll just do this since this is Dragon Tales related, since we're all done with the collection now. On your perspective.
And do you still wish that maybe Dragon Tales should have stayed on the air a little longer until 2013 instead of 2010?
Yeah, like we could have just seen it they could have just done it until like 2013. Like, we could have just seen it still go with Thomas. Because, this is why I think Thomas and Dragon Tales are close to each other in a way.
I'd say Dragon Tales, Clifford, and Sesame Street are close together with Arthur as well.
Yeah. And also, and when we did the different portion of Bully for You, when we showed the Don't Give Up DVD earlier in the collection. Actually, let me see what time it is, Flicka, because I know it's getting close to 11 in my area.
Thank you guys for watching this stream.
What were you saying, Flicka? Do you want me to just go ahead and leave then, since we're done with the collection? But I was thinking maybe we could chat for a little bit before it reaches close to 11 in my area.
Well,
or you just want to go ahead and stop?
8:45 in my area, so
I was thinking maybe
a few minutes.
Maybe 2 or 3 more minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. As I was saying, how when Ord's mom calls from saying, Ord, you need to go back to school, son, you're missing most of the day.
Yeah.
And how, Ord, why did you run away, Nino? Why did...
I wanted to tell you Spike was picking on me, but I was too afraid to do that.
Well, you shouldn't have ran away from school like that, all sad, Nino. If we catch you again, there'll be serious trouble, and you'll have to do even more work around the school. But I really don't want you to, and I don't want you to do that since you're a nice guy, Ord. So I want you to please just remember, if you get bullied by someone, just come tell me. Instead of running off like that, I would have been worried sick and I would have to have told the principal at the school. I would have to tell the principal to send a call to you.
Imagine if the principal was Ketzel's brother Fernando.
Well, yeah. And also, like, what if there was a different version of Cassie the Green-Eyed Dragon, but it was called Zack the Blue-Eyed Dragon or something?
Yeah, maybe Zack the Red-Nosed Dragon because he bumped his nose really hard and it swelled up.
Well, yeah. He has something like a red nose, but yeah.
Like in James Goes Buzz Buzz, they said, "It's a pity it's not Christmas. Then we could call you James the Red-Nosed Engine."
Yeah. Okay, one more minute, Flicka, and then we'll do the... Also, what if we tried the... Oh, what is it? I'll do this from Cassie the Green-Eyed Dragon really quick since there's 1 more minute left. It's 10:44. I'll just do this one quick impression. This is like from Cassie the Green-Eyed Dragon. I was telling you what was a sequel to it, where Cassie goes, "Hey, I got all the way up to 20, but no one was watching me. You were all watching Finn." "Oh, we're sorry, Cassie. It's just that Finn ruined everything. He smushed my castle. I wish I never have brought him to school with me." "It's okay, Cassie. Little brothers can be a pain sometimes. Cassie, why don't you bring Finn into the classroom? Emmy can come too."
I can imagine if there was an episode called, Zack the Red-Nosed Dragon, where Spike was making fun of Zack's nose by not letting him play any dragon games, kind of like when they never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, it's 10:45, Flicka, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave and let you sign off.
Well,
Say thanks for having me on the stream. So see you.
Everybody, I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.